Alright, we're going to take a look at a genuine issue MRE. This is one of the ones made by the contractors that make them for the US government. This is Menu No.3 beef ravioli and meat sauce. And it was packaged by Spacco, one of the 3 contractors. It has the government property warning on here. And this one has a date code on it of 1298, meaning that it was packaged on the 298th day of 2011. Open it up with the peelable seal. And here we have the main entree, the beef ravioli and meat sauce. You can see there's quite a few ingredients there. You can pause that if you want to check those out. And here's the nutrition facts. You can pause here to look at those. This is before they got rid of the cardboard boxes. 2011 they still had the big cardboard box. And let's see. We have, that's kind of interesting. It has a chocolate chip toaster pastry, and I believe this is acting as the side. It's kind of a lame side, but I guess that's the side dish for this one, the toaster pastry. We also have crackers and cheese spread with jalapenos to put on those. There's something a little bit slimy in here. I don't know if something may have opened. Oh yeah, there's definitely something open. I can see on this package there's some, looks like a little bit of the cheese spread. Yep, I can smell it too. That's unfortunate. 5-year-old cheese spread that has been compromised, so this should be interesting to open up. Where's it coming out of? Yeah, I'll look at that a little bit further. We also have oatmeal cookie for dessert. Orange beverage base powder. Formulation C. I don't know if that means it has vitamin C in it. Yeah, I guess it does. 130% of your daily value of vitamin C. And still, no fruit juice. We also have Challenge Cool Mints with Caffeine. Nutrition facts on that. We have our standard spoon, hot beverage bag, slightly slimy flameless ration heater. Cheese spread has gotten on everything. On the table too. And accessory pack, looks like C. I'm not sure it has CT on it, I'm not sure what that means, but it's from the 291st day of 2011. And in this one we have, there's something I actually don't see very often. Splenda instead of sugar. I know they do that sometimes, but I haven't seen that very often. We have Diario Instant Coffee, Splenda, and the non-dairy creamer to go with that. Salt, moist towelette, little sachet of Tabasco sauce, which I believe also has its own date code. Toilet paper and chewing gum. No mashes in this one. Alright, and there it is. It's a little bit on the skimpy side, especially with the toaster pastry as a side dish, but should make for a good meal. Plenty of calories, plenty of nutrients to replenish whatever the soldier's going to lose out in the field. Let's go ahead and get started on this. Alright, we'll start off by heating up the entree. Since there's no side dish that needs to be heated, I'm going to go ahead and put the coffee in too. Wow, it's pretty stiff in there. It feels like it's been sitting around for 5 years. Now, with it being a 5-year-old flameless ration heater, it is possible that the performance is going to go down. These do tend to get worse with age. So it would be a good chance to use the salt method, and since I don't usually put salt into the food, I could throw some salt in here and try and get that to activate a little bit better. But I do want to see how this has held up over 5 years. So we'll skip that for this one. But that does seem to be an effective method to get old Flemish ration heaters to work better, and even maybe boost the new ones a little bit. You can already hear it working, so that's a good sign. Just going to lie it flat to get the, yeah, there's some heat coming out of there already. This one looks like it's going to be just fine. Lie it flat to get the water into the heating elements. Make sure they're all soaked pretty good. And then we'll stuff this back into the box. And make up the coffee. In the hot beverage bag. And we'll see how this tastes with Splenda. I think I'd rather just have sugar. For some reason they give you alternatives. You don't know what you're going to get. Put about 6 ounces of water in there. Close that up and give it a good shake. And then I'll take the air out as much as I can. A little bit better for the heating without the air in it. And I'll just slide this in outside of the Flemish ration heater on the opposite side where the entree is. And we'll place this whole thing at an angle on a rock or something. And while that heats up for about 10 to 15 minutes, we'll see what else we have. Here's the crackers. Let's see if these 5-year-old crackers have a nice hiss to them. That was a good one. They smell perfectly fine. And I haven't been able to figure out where the cheese spread was leaking from. That's definitely what was loose in the package, but it seems to be okay. I'll give it a good knead though. And let's see how this is. Wow, this is this looks like it was part of the problem. It was kind of delaminated and the package just came apart. It smells fine. Obviously it's a little bit different because it's the jalapeno, but oh, look at that, it's just going to come right out the side here. Alright, let's see what we get. It's a little bit funny looking, but the color seems to be fine. Spread that out a little bit. I was thinking that would make it look a little better, but not necessarily. Yeah, this isn't a bit of lamination in here. Let me get rid of that. Doesn't seem to be 100% fresh, but like I said, it still smells like a standard cheese spread. Well, standard cheese spread with jalapenos. And it doesn't look too bad. It looks a little funny, but not horrible. So we'll give that a try. I had to empty that spot out because we have the oatmeal cookie, which of course is going to fit right in there. It fits in one piece. And it's not. Okay, well, I guess it didn't have to go in the circle thing. A little jalapeno cheese spread on there. There we go, it's like a little puzzle. And we have our chocolate chip toaster pastry, which should be just a standard Pop-Tart. See if it's individually wrapped or not inside. And no, it's not. Kind of some funny coloring here, but you have to remember it is chocolate, so that's not mold or anything, it's just the chocolate chips. Looks okay. It smells fine. And then we have our challenge cool mints with caffeine. They smell like kind of like Altoids. All right, and I'm always a fan of these zip top contour pouches for mixing drinks up in. You don't usually see the beverage-based powders in here. Usually it's more like the coffee drinks or the cocoa beverage powders, stuff like that. But it's very convenient. A lot easier than trying to mix up a drink that comes in one of these little pouches here. Especially if you've already, like we did, we already used the hot beverage bag for the coffee. So if you don't happen to have a cup handy or something to mix it in, canteen cup of course, but if you don't happen to have something like that, it's going to be a bit of a chore, but it's a lot easier with this. So we'll just open this up, and it does have a fill line, so you can just fill it up there, or you can add 12 ounces of water. Zip that up. Fold it over, just make sure it's sealed, and give that a nice shake. And this is actually quite full. The cocoa beverage, stuff like that, usually only take about 6 ounces of water, so this is pretty close to being full. Should be good though, and we're going to need this spot, so we'll put the mints over here for now. That's kind of like that, it's more like the breakfast one as opposed to the carbohydrate electrolyte one. That's more like a sports drink. This is more like Tang. Kind of has a, doesn't smell like orange juice, but it has an orangey breakfast drink kind of a smell to it. Alright, that's just going to leave us with our beef ravioli and the coffee. Let's see how the coffee came out. That's very hot. One last little shake. It smells like your standard instant coffee kind of smell. I don't really notice anything different from the Splenda. And there's still some heat coming off here. Could leave this in a little bit longer, but I think I'm ready. Just wipe this down a little bit. And it seems to have some good heat to it. Just mix it up a little bit. This seems surprisingly firm in here. I guess it's just full. Yeah, this it's only 5 years old, but a lot of these components seem to be having problems with the lamination. It's I don't think this would have lasted for a very long time. Everything seems to be fine now, but if you were to come back in another 10 years, there might be some problems here, especially with that cheese spread. And that looks pretty good. And you can see it's been in the packaging, but it's your standard canned pasta kind of a thing. Looks like something you get from a Chef Boyardee or Franco-American or something. And I'm sure it's going to taste that way too. It always does, so let's check it out. Give this a try. And it's weird, it's even though I heat it up good, it really retains the look of the package, which is a little bit weird. Why is this so solid? I don't know, it could be a little bit of age settling in. There's your beef ravioli and meat sauce. And yeah, it tastes basically just like if you opened up a, not exactly, but almost exactly the same as if you open up a can of Chef Boyardee. Heat's not, it's not all the way through. I guess I could have kneaded that up a little bit more and maybe left it in a few more minutes. But it tastes fine. I mean, obviously you could just eat this cold. And if you don't mind canned food, it's really not too bad. And there's a little look inside the ravioli. You can see the beef filling. Not a lot in there. Most of the beef is actually in the sauce, and there's a good amount of ground up beef here. It's definitely a meatier taste than you get with the vegetarian cheese tortellini. A little bit of this coffee, cleanse the palate. As I've said a number of times, I'm not really a coffee drinker. It always tastes kind of the same, but that does taste a little bit weird, I'm guessing, because of the Splenda. A little bit different. I don't know if you're a Splenda person, I'm sure it's fine. And now I guess we get to try this this cheese spread with jalapenos. As I mentioned, this package was apparently somewhat compromised. So it not only is it 5 years old, but it had been exposed to the air to some extent. It doesn't seem to be too bad. Like I said, it smells fine. I'll try the cracker first, and it actually seems to be a little bit on the stale side. It doesn't taste bad. It's not off. It's not rancid or anything, but it doesn't really taste like doesn't really feel like a fresh cracker would. And now I'll try the cheese spread. Seems to be fine. It's a little bit harder to judge because it's not regular cheese spread. It has jalapenos in it, so it's a little bit different anyway. You definitely get the kick from the jalapenos. And otherwise it's that salty cheese spread experience expect from a MRE cheese spread. Let's give this Pop-Tart or chocolate chip toaster pastry a try. As I said, this looks and smells fine. It's been sitting in the package for 5 years, so it's got a little bit of age look to it, but seems to be just fine. Yeah, and it tastes just fine too. Get that chocolatey taste to it. There's the chocolate inside of it. I guess some chocolate chips on the outside, and a little chocolate swirl there along with the pastry. And that leaves us with our oatmeal cookie, which crumble up a little bit, but I'm not anticipating any problems with this. These are seem like these could go through anything. And that's an old standby. It's crunchy, but it's not going to break your teeth. It's not too hard. It's just a little bit sweet, not overly sweet. Kind of nostalgia kind of brings you back to home. Like homemade oatmeal cookies. It doesn't taste homemade, but it tastes really good. Let's try this Formulation C orange beverage-based powder drink. Tastes mostly like the standard orange beverage base, non-electrolyte carbohydrate type, but it's actually a little bit different. I don't know if it's the C thing. It kind of tingles on your tongue a little bit when you're drinking it. It's interesting. It almost feels like soda going down your throat. Obviously, it's not carbonated or anything, but it has kind of that feeling to it when you're drinking it, like an orange soda, like a Fanta orange soda. It's different. It's interesting. At least all that leaves us with is the caffeinated mints. Let's give those a try. Yeah, it tastes just like your standard little mint you'd find in a tin, like an Altoid. Not very strong or anything, but doesn't seem to have any strange flavor because of the caffeine. It's pretty good. It'd be a nice refresher after you finish with all this. You know, we've pretty much seen everything. I guess that just leaves us one last step. We have to gun dog this up a little bit. After all, we do have Tabasco, right? So let's put a little bit of this 5-year-old Tabasco on here. Yeah, in case that's not enough of a kick, a little bit of this jalapeno cheese spread too. I should have put that in the heater to soften it up a little bit. That's okay. And of course we have to have a little bit of a cracker crumble on top. Now, I did think this was perfectly fine as it was, but like I said, it does taste like a canned pasta, which isn't the most exciting thing in the world. So since you do have some options, like Gundog says, you might as well just throw everything in. And I can actually smell the Tabasco from here. Let's see how this works. There is a bit of a cheesy taste to the dish in general, but adding the jalapeno cheese spread will give it a bit of a kick. Obviously, adding the Tabasco will give it a lot of a kick. I didn't really find any need to add the salt. I mean, certainly could do that too, but didn't seem necessary. And then the crackers give it that little bit of extra crunch. Let's try that out. Yep, not quite the crunch you expect because the crackers seem to be slightly stale. But it's definitely, if you're eating these on a regular basis out in the field, they are going to get boring. Whatever you can do to spice them up a little bit, literally spice and also just making them more interesting, you know, why not do it? It's pretty good. So let's look at a Menu No. 3 beef ravioli and meat sauce MRE from Spaco from 2011. Thank you for watching.